Uber and Lyft. Joe currently uses multiple phones to efficiently drive for Uber and Lyft. But this can be a pain at times and very unsafe. That was until Joe found Maximo, the rideshare app that automates Uber and Lyft ride requests. Maximo will use the filters set by Joe, like time, distance, and passenger rating, to determine which rides are best suited for Joe. When a ride request comes in, Joe doesn't need to worry. Maximo will automatically accept the ride request that matches his filters, and then turn off the app that isn't currently on a ride. Once Joe finishes the ride, Maximo will turn everything back on. This will allow Joe to focus more on his passengers and driving safe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back after a week break to the Rodeo Roundtable. Hope everybody watched the Thanksgiving special and enjoyed it. Zach said to me, man, that must have taken you just hours and hours and hours to go through. Luckily, I did have a few in mind that I wanted to weed through because it obviously would have. There's been 37. This is the 38th tonight, not including professional roundtables like Curry or Maximo or the ones I've done outside of these. But this is the 38th tonight. And it would have taken, some of those go 2 hours. So anywhere from an hour to 2 hours times 38, you do the math, that would have taken me a long time to go through.
So what he's getting at is whenever we're all not classified as independent contractors, he's going to owe us a lot of back pay.
Right, dude? So much. But I want to welcome, we are Hannibal short tonight, and so I invited Mr. Flex to join us. Flex, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
And on the far other side, we got Kim's Side Money Plans. Below me, we got Dash Theory TV, John. And next to him, we got Gary Zaps, Gary. And so here's what's going to happen tonight, guys. We're going to run the hour, and I want to get as many of your questions out there as we can, because we don't really have I had a wicked long work day, and it's been a long week. But I have a couple things ready, but I don't have a ton of subjects because I wanted to talk about my day as well as anybody else's days that are earning. And I also wanted to let you guys in the chat hit us up with any questions you want. We'll do our best because we don't do that enough. But one thing I want to do is I want to start off by saying there was a couple articles over since Thanksgiving to now that are weird. First of all, I don't know if you guys saw this, that Mexico is now getting social security for gig workers. I'm gonna play stupid. I didn't even know Mexico had social security. I'm not being mean. I just didn't. I didn't know they had a social security system in place.
Did you say Mexico or New Mexico?
No, Mexico.
Yeah, I didn't know they did either.
No, and it's ride hailing drivers in Mexico are potentially getting access to social security benefits if they drive for Uber, Didi, or Gary, is it Rappi? Rappi.
I guess I haven't heard of that one.
Sounds like Rappi to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rappi.
Yeah, this is a Reuters article, and it came out last Friday, day after Thanksgiving. But yeah, as long as you are working 40 hours a week on multiple platforms, you will get Social Security in Mexico. Tokyo has moved to full unions now.
Really?
Yeah, I did see that.
They're full unions now, and there's a lot of trouble coming to a bunch of states that I won't even get into yet, because I'm hoping to do something in the middle of this month with a couple people to really explain what we do know about some states, not what could happen in some states still, but what will happen in 5 states. And I want to have these other couple people on with me when I do this piece, because you guys need to be aware. And there's 2 states, Minnesota and Pennsylvania. If you work in either of those, it's a coin flip right now where this is all going to go. So anyway, those 2 things happened. Other states are still looking at going before the end of the year. And then if you guys want on Kim said she had trouble getting there today. I don't know why. If you go to ridesharerodeo.com and it doesn't redirect you to uberlyftdrivers.com, just go to uberlyftdrivers.com. And on yesterday, I put up an article that came from FreightWaves, and I think it's one of the best articles on what will happen if independent contractors become employees or any kind of offset of that. It talks about fewer jobs, gig income is critical for many and it won't be available. The whole thing. They did one of the best jobs that in a short, easy read that I've read yet. And good stuff. Good stuff.
So I got a question on that. I know we've talked a lot of times about unions and gig workers becoming employees. Are there any stuff out there regarding some type of hybrid model? Are there any countries, cities, states pursuing anything like that?
No. Everywhere I see is over 40 hours. So now, I mean, let's look at the US. We already know that 85% of this country works less than 14 hours a week in gig apps. 60%. Not 60% of the 85, which I think I might have accidentally said once, but 60% of the 100 still work less than 7 hours a week. Now, all 85% of those gig workers are done in states that go union. They're done. Can't be part-time.
So I got to definitely check out that article because, like you said, that's doing a big disservice for the many to protect the few.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, but these other countries that are doing it, they've already put in place portable benefits. I've said many times that we need to start really looking at portable benefits better. I mean, it's kind of been a fail. I don't know, Gary, if you've got insight on portable benefits, but I don't think that there's been like a super successful run of it. No. I don't know if it's a funding thing or what it is, or people not wanting to insure this, or do you have any 2 cents on that?
No.
I mean,
I could go into it, but it's going to come out the same thing you're saying. Overall, it doesn't work currently.
Yeah, it just seems like some company would nail this and say, God, these guys want these protections. They want to pay into it. And okay, let's do it. But yeah. And again, you guys,
especially in the US, I mean, like,
well, I'm just talking about US. For that.
Well, that's even in the US. I mean, like right now, it's like, if you want private healthcare, for example, you can't even just call down to your private healthcare insurance and get it. You have to go through the marketplace because they want that cutback.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because it would make sense for like a big bank or a big, like you said, insurance company to just take advantage of that. So there has to be some gatekeepers that want their cut there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys, again, please put any questions you have in the chat tonight. I want to try and get to some of your guys' questions because I know sometimes I miss that. In fact, I'll run through, say hi to you guys a little bit. And I want to tell you, I don't always do this, but I want to tell you about my day today because I want to see how you guys would have. I'm really interested to see how the overall vote goes on how you would have treated my day today. So what's up, Red? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Traditional IC? What's up, Necro? What's up, Behemoth Monkey? What's up, Giggity? What's up, Jonathan? Dashing Grandpa, Josh B. Josh B, I've seen you all over. I've seen Josh B since 6:30 this morning. Thomas Mathis, what's up? Most Wanted Dasher from LA. Don't know you, but hey, how are you?
Yeah. Hey, says he lives in Sinaloa.
Yeah. Yes, my head is extremely cold, Roy. Extremely.
Oh, Jeff Thomas Black. I got an email from you today, I think. Pretty sure. What's up, Roy? And did I get everybody? What's up, Trader? And what's up, Jerry? And that's about it. Maybe we'll come back and I'll come back. And so if you guys have questions, please put them in. But I want to quickly, I'm not plugging them. This isn't a plug for them. This is a plug for me. Today on Curry, I got up. I did a scheduled run for $67 for 14 miles for 480 pounds of pain. So I pulled up to the bay. It's a new location down in Parker. I got to the location and the contractor had a truck blocking the driveway to the new construction. So I couldn't pull back up into it. So I go into because the garage door's off. It's all new construction of houses. And I look and there's no dolly anywhere I can see. And this contractor is obviously dealing with like 7 houses on this block. So I don't know where he is. So there were these like boards across this mud bank. And like I was having to like carry these huge, I had 9 of them, was 480 pounds, just so you know. So I'm carrying all this weight across these things into the garage. That part was a little bit of a nightmare. Took me a little longer, but that took me 71 minutes. First of all, the miles were low. So it's about instead of talking about the minutes or the miles, it's about $1 a minute I was paid. Almost, it was $4 short of $1 a minute to do that job. Now here comes the other part though. I also took a 203 mile away from Denver, so 406 miles round trip to Vail, of 9 items at 9 pounds each, so 81 pounds, not paint. I don't actually know what it was. They were these weird, it might have been like some kind of sculpture thing, I'm not really sure. But they all looked the same, but they were in boxes.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box? But so that was $415 for 406 miles. So even that's round trip. So that's still over $1 a mile, even the whole round trip.
So what was it? So it was how many dollars for the 406?
No, 415 or 416.
Okay.
And then 67 for the other one I did before I took that one. And I was home before 3 p.m. at my house.
Nice.
So that 416, that's a great trip. Yeah.
When I saw that community post, I'm like, there's no way you're not going to take that.
It was the amount of miles. Flex, I'm actually interested to know what Flex thinks about this. I mean, would I know that
I'd bang it out and like just like you. Not a problem.
Would you have done that though?
Yeah.
You would have done 203 highway miles and 203 back?
Yeah.
How long did that take? That had been a good time.
3 hours. I would have done it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, 203 miles going up into the mountains.
3.5 about me.
It took me about 5.5 because 203 each way.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
So 406 and going up into the mountains, but
no, he had 430 total for the day miles.
Right, 430. Well, no, because 430 miles. Right, 467, and I spent about 45 or 50 on gas total. I think it was. If I actually do it, it was closer to 45. So it still comes out to about, even after gas, 55 an hour.
That's really good.
I mean, that's really good. To me, I was saying before we started live tonight that at 22 days at that rate, you'd make 10 grand a month and you'd have 8 days off a month. So you'd have 96 days off a year and you'd make 120,000 if you could do that every day a year.
That's if.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, you have to maintain it.
Right. I mean, not every order is as good as that, but there's a lot. I mean, I get a lot of good ones. And that one was an iffy one because that was on my lower end. That was just getting near that $1 a mile.
Yeah.
So
I mean, from the dollar per minute, the dollar per time ratio, I think that's what makes it good in my book.
Yeah. I just like highway miles, you guys. I don't know. I know a lot, not having to be in the city, not having to like Flex drives all day and he drives, around the city. He's always maneuvering the city. Just being on the highway on a weekday when not many people were on it on a major highway, it's actually a pretty nice drive,
I love highway miles.
Yeah, and in the mountains. I was watching the Rockies and the snow caps, and I mean, I don't know. To me, it was like
a nice nature drive.
Yeah, it was a great earning day. It was a beautiful day, and I just walked away from it all smiles, and I've dealt with about every scenario, shooting myself in the foot for doing something, thinking, wow, that was the best curry order and it's local. And then maybe it was, but this one as a day, I would, some people have, I put up a post and a lot of people went both ways on it. Oh, you can't do that many miles because you'd have to come the miles back. I'm like, even with the miles back, it's more than $1 a mile.
Look at the money you got.
Yeah,
Who cares about miles when you're coming home with $500?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
at the end of a
what
year,
the
if you
days
did that every day, that's a lot.
Well, I'm not saying to do it every day. I'm just saying, like, when you get days like that and you get $500, sometimes the money outweighs the miles, and you take the money because it's $500.
Yeah, I agree. It's like 2 days worth of work for a lot of people in one, if not, more than 2 days, depending on what people's daily goal is.
Well, I talked to Gary before I even got on the road, and we were talking. He knows my market, and he was even saying, "Well, Denver's a good market." And I was saying, if I work right now in the morning till 3 p.m., I'll make $100.
See, I think you would make a little bit more than that. Honestly,
Okay.
honestly, I think you would.
130.
I'd say probably 150, but still 500 compared to 150. Who's not going to take the 500? Even if, okay, let's break it down. Even if you did that every day for 22 days, 12 months a year, that's only 113,000 miles on your car. I know rideshare drivers that are doing 120,000 miles a year on their car and making less than 60,000.
Right.
But if you are making that much money, you just put a car fund aside. Each day you get paid that $500. That way, if you do burn through all those miles, you have money to pay for it in cash
Just
when
go
you
buy,
have time to buy a new car.
Ask Mr. Flex. You take a little bit of money, put it to the side, in the year, go buy a new car.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then use the 100-something mile, $1,000 car for your personal running, and then use the new one for business. And just rinse and repeat.
So before I ask around this table, I want to ask Flex, because Flex just had a crush week though too. So let's compare that and maybe the miles he did to what it would have taken me on those miles. Because again, those miles do add up.
I was gonna ask Gary. Once I finished my my week, I guess I couldn't pull up the whole week because you know how you like it would give you the breakdown. Like you could look at the weekly breakdown or the shift. Well, once the week ends, you can't just look at the whole week breakdown. It gives you individual days, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I am slowly adding the weekly and the monthlies and stuff like that. Like you can go back into your charts there and you can see everything you did for last week.
Yeah,
as far as the days quickly.
Yeah, because you click on a calendar,
right?
It's like day by day.
Well, no. I'm saying on your main screen there, under the weeks at the bottom, there's a View Charts button, and if you go tap that, you can quickly view your pay, your miles, your request quickly that way.
Hold on, let me check it out.
It'll save you from having to click every single day. But yes, you will be able to
view chart. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So what's up, Yost? Here's Yost's comment. People aren't smart with money. Most are needing this just to make ends meet.
That is true. Most people do not live below their means.
Well, a lot of people don't save either. That's the thing. Like a lot of people ain't used to having money. So like a lot of people that had a $500 day to day, they would go spend a lot of that.
Yeah, see, not me. I mean, me, I'm trying to strategize.
I guess Joe said it right after Yost, I guess. Not everybody has the control, which I mean, I get. We see it at tax time too. People, they get their tax refunds and what they do, they go blow it. I personally like to save money.
What's up, Boomer? I've never done GoPuff. Has anybody here ever done GoPuff?
Yeah, I have.
There's one by you, Flex, right? Up more up north.
Never even heard of it. Never done it. Never heard of it.
Is kind of it's very similar to Amazon Flex. Like you can't do other gigs while you do GoPuff because you have to go to their warehouse or their location. You can't decline anything. They assign it to you. You have to take it.
It's a lot more like a W-2.
It is. It is. And they have a guaranteed hourly pay. You go drop off the delivery. Once you're done with that, you go right back to the warehouse and wait for another order.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
me.
I would just guess, you know, I've talked to people who did GoPuff, and like Gary said, that
I'll be right back.
that you know, that sorry, that threw me off a little bit. That GoPuff is kind of like Flex. So do you not think that it's like Flex, or do you think it's like Flex in a good way, and like as good as Flex, or do you think it's like a bad version of Flex?
No, whenever I say it's like Flex, I mean you can't do other things. You're stuck on a time schedule. Like if you schedule a 3-hour block or 2-hour block with Flex, you have to do that 2-hour block. You can't just be like, never mind, I don't feel like working, go offline.
Right.
And the same thing with GoPuff is you schedule yourself and you have to do it. If you don't do it, then they'll take you off priority scheduling or whatever they call it.
Trust me, money's overrated. Actually, don't trust me. I wouldn't know. Never had much. What's up, Giggity?
Which, I mean, GoPuff's not terrible. I'll say that right off the. It's not terrible depending on where you're at. Because if you're in like a college town and you don't want to do a lot of driving, GoPuff's not that bad. When you're in a city like mine and it's very spread out, GoPuff is terrible because you could go 15 miles. And if their guaranteed pay is only $12 an hour, well, 15 miles there, 15 miles back, that's 30 miles. So,
I like this. I'm just going through to see if anybody has any questions yet, but he's no Hannibal, but he'll do. Okay, so Dashing Grandpa's working, and you were Dashing Grandpa was just doing a live right before this. By the way, if you guys don't know, Dashing Grandpa does a live every Thursday before we do this.
I need to set up my bell alarm for it. I keep missing it.
Let's see what this one is. How do workers in Mexico pay? And I really don't know. This is really an odd one to me. Again, it's in Reuters from Friday of last week. I don't know. I didn't even know they had it. I didn't know that was a thing they could pay into.
It's the same as the States. It says here, both company and employee need to make contributions to the employee's Social Security. And it's calculated as a percentage based listed salary. In some cases, the current monthly.
So Kim, Thomas wants to know if you're top dashing.
I am not. No. I decided not to do it for December. I have other things that are going to come up that I'll be kind of going through. So it's just a decision, but no, I am not for December.
Yeah, I think that your head would have been focused on that, and in your market, you already jam. So it's like you should really work December and make the apps work against each other and do your multi-app.
I just, I always say I'm trying to make the apps work for me. And now I know how Top Dasher works, which is the whole entire point of why I did it. So now it's kind of moving on to what other things that these apps can do to really help generate money for different areas and see what it can do for my area. But no, not being a Top Dasher again as of December. Let's put it that way.
So this one will get a little blood moving for us. So first, we need a living wage after expenses. Then it will matter if we're contractors or employees. I think we can place the cart before the horse. I think we can place the. See, I don't know if I agree with this because I think you're talking about unionization, and I'm not for the. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody should be on a living wage. If you're not, juggle, figure it out. But when you say we need a living wage after expenses, are you talking about the companies need to pay us better? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't see that happening. There might be other things and games and this and whatnot, but other than unionization type models, I don't see that. I don't know what this would do. Is anybody
I
else?
kind of agree with that. Like, it would have to become almost like an employee model because expenses will rise with inflation. So if you're not getting merit increases or whatever type of bumps, the cost of living increases, if you're not getting something consistently from the company, it's never going to keep up.
Right. Yeah, and I just, I guess maybe am I reading this wrong somehow? Because
I don't know. Like the way I read it, I don't agree with it. The way I read it,
right? Yeah.
Because like I don't think it's up to them to pay me a living wage because I know what my job is. It's up to me to find my money because I'm an independent contractor.
Yes, I think so too. And if you can't, move on, juggle, because there's 300 apps now, or not apps.
But I think a lot of that comes from depending on where
Gary,
a lot of people work.
Gary. Give it like 30 seconds. Roy's going to disagree with you.
Oh, I don't care what Roy says. But I mean, like if you're in like somewhere like California, that cost of living so high out there that I don't think any company would ever be able to pay you a living wage. I mean, people that work for legit companies barely have a living wage out there.
No, we talked about that. The AB5 money isn't enough, and now they want to strike. And the agreement was, if you take this AB5 money, you can't strike. And now they want to strike.
So let me ask
we
question.
Can't live on this. Well, okay, you know what? We're all supplementing you guys, and we're going to be supplementing more states in the new year. So, well, I mean, if the supplement isn't doing it, it might be time to move on. Juggle.
Well, so I kind of feel like that goes towards kind of what I'm thinking with this question. Is it more important that they pay this living wage or the wage that they pay? Or is it more so, you mentioned after expenses, that drivers control our expenses, maintain our expenses, know our expenses, manage our expenses, and things like that? I mean, they can keep raising the wage, but if expenses aren't managed, at least, minimized, it's going to be all for naught in the end.
I always have to go back to the New York City thing too. We've dealt with it. We're going to see a new change in it, but we saw when New York made the rideshare wage with expenses, you would get $27.16 an hour. Well, that $27.16 became the floor and the ceiling. We've talked about this. And so the people who knew how to make $60-$70 an hour and when to work, all of a sudden just didn't work anymore because they were like, dude, I can't make more than $30.
But even in New York, like 27 in Oklahoma, that's a lot of money. 27 in New York is nothing.
Understood. But that's where I'm going with this, is that what are we going to just establish each city's cost of living and supplement it to the point that,
dude, right, sushi roll alone probably costs like $30 in New York,
if not more. It depends where you are, man. I mean, I wouldn't, dude, honestly, I don't even know what they are, but like a top sushi place in New York City, I would imagine you're walking in there with maybe you and let's say you have a group of 4. I would say you're going to have over a $500 bill, probably, if you're having sake and drinking it all. It's going to be expensive. Yeah.
Easily.
So, I mean, Hannibal would know this, I guess, better than anybody, but.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Give me a sec.
What are you looking up? The most expensive sushi in New York?
Not even the most expensive. I'm just looking up sushi.
But Flex, what was the amount you made for that week? Is that a record week for you?
Yeah, for this year.
For this year, yeah,
2,050 or something. I mean,
12 pieces of sushi. It says 12 pieces of our signature sushi pieces. I don't eat sushi, so I don't know. It's Amakase sushi. $140, 12 pieces.
That sounds fair.
Jesus.
I mean, that roll could be an appetizer for you and your girlfriend. So that's
that better be a lot of
$60 for an appetizer.
It's a lot of protein. It's fish.
Okay, a tuna roll, 8-piece tuna rolls, $42.
Oh my god! I know we're not on any coast, but we have good sushi here. We really do.
And that's the cheapest of the regular sushis. Next one up,
dude.
55.
Yeah, tuna
65.
roll's not really anything big.
Yeah,
I'd say a tuna roll by me is like $7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safeway.
Yeah.
Safeway or King Supers or Kroger.
I mean, I've bought sushi. I don't eat it, but I've bought it. But that's just some crazy prices.
So when you come to visit me, Gary, no sushi. Got it.
No, I don't eat sushi. No.
Yeah, so it was actually $416 plus 67. What is it?
It's close to $500.
483, 493.
483.92.
So, yeah,
30 deliveries on Thanksgiving.
Wow,
crazy numbers.
And I'm somebody who says don't work Thanksgiving. I guess I was wrong. I don't know, especially food. I was like, who orders food on Thanksgiving?
A lot of
And who's open?
And I still was able to enjoy it too.
Was there a lot open, Flex?
Boston markets.
What about Chinese food?
The
I feel like they always have the
Chinese and
reputation for
catering.
being open on a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else was open? It was like certain places stayed open.
Because I would imagine a lot were closed. A lot.
I guess it all depends on the area too.
Now, what about this? If DoorDash brought unions and they said on holidays you get double time and a half, would you do it?
No.
Made you think for a second, though.
No, you didn't. Before you even finished this sentence, I was a no.
No, I got to figure out how to lay that up better next time.
Wait, what is this? Steve drives 55, Flex 85. It was probably the opposite today. Flex is probably doing the 55. I was on the 85 side.
I don't know.
If he's talking I thought you were talking miles per hour. Like,
yeah, I got a pretty heavy foot.
I know, but you can't go 85 on the city streets.
I'd be surprised.
Well, I don't want to believe that you do that. So
don't watch his stream then.
I have watched his stream so many times. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not really paying attention, or maybe I just I have kind of a lead foot too. So
yeah, I marked it for him. Look at the starred comment, Steve.
Oh, thanks, Cherry. Yep. Cherry was here.
Cherry was here. 5 buns. Nice.
Proof. You can't say it wasn't.
But he was here. He
was
gone.
Drop in and leave. See it.
And I see this a lot, you guys. I'm just going to point it out. Curry is with an I, not a Y. Just no
maybe
biggie.
He's hungry. Maybe he's talking about a new dish he's making for dinner.
I doubt it. Yeah, Omer's with the CIA, dude. Let's see. I'd like to have the See, Thomas, this is how I'm feeling. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm all over it now. Like, I'm trying.
Omer finally got the job.
I'm not down there yet, but I'm not sure what is the job. Oh, as for the CIA?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been working for the CIA for years, bro.
The gig work allows him to get in a lot of places people would never expect him to be.
Spying on all the gig tubers.
It's his cover.
Gangsters got to eat too.
He might be a secret IRS agent.
Conspiracy. They don't give the money to people who will save it.
Well, I mean, they've already saved it. The people who will save it don't give it to the government. That's the real conspiracy.
Right. And then they also don't pay taxes.
Yeah, and then they blame us for the tax code.
Right. And then they want to take away our independent contractorship so that we can't earn properly. Why aren't you guys paying into the system? Like, dude, why aren't you paying anything into the system? Don't you have 4 yachts and 15 houses?
They're investments.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, investments, write-offs.
Okay, then I want to see them on Airbnb. I want to be able to go trash the place.
Kim had a story, didn't she?
Kim, you got a story?
I did. I mean, we're kind of flowing with it tonight, but mine was actually simple. There was a restaurant in Chicago called Smoke. It's MSMOQUE. And they found out that, first of all, they were had drivers coming in for orders, but they would never have the orders on their end. So they went on to the DoorDash platform, and there was a scammer who actually got onto the DoorDash platform under their same name, same hours, similar menu, and actually had their address down as well. So the orders were going to the other restaurant, not their restaurant, and customers weren't receiving their food, and the other restaurant was actually pocketing the money. So their biggest thing, they had to go through like all these hoops to get basically to prove that they were the actual restaurant. So their biggest thing was, well, if I had to do that, why didn't this company have to do that to prove they were an actual restaurant?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So they were losing out on like tons of money because this was happening.
Hey, Gary, we know that you are copyright suit ready at the drop of a dime. Please don't
That's it,
sue
Brandon. Own his house now.
I think you're cool, Brandon.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like certain people using my stuff. That's all it is.
So now it's a selective.
But no, Kim, I was actually reading that too. I was thinking that too. They said that they only verified the EIN number. They don't verify anything else.
Like they verified drivers, I'm sure.
Yeah, but to get on the DoorDash platform, in fact, Middleton Technologies is actually signed up for a restaurant on DoorDash platform. No joke.
Let me ask you guys, as DoorDash drivers, have you ever picked up a DoorDash order from an apartment?
No,
I was in a restaurant. I've done that.
I've seen them. I've seen them on like people doing on YouTube and stuff like that. But
yeah, like the one day I had an order. I was like, "This is taking me to this is a delivery or a pickup?" And I get there and it's somebody's apartment. And they come out and they give me this food, and I go deliver it to another apartment. I'm like, okay. Well,
and you've actually picked up from them? I would have totally not done that.
Well, I mean, I picked up. Well, it's from one. I mean, there's a lot in the area. There's a lot of apartments, but I was surprised that this was a restaurant name and everything.
I should just sell peanut butter and grilled cheese out of my house. And just go to the front
I
door.
make
very
some
easy
mean
to
mac and
become a
cheese.
DoorDash
I can just do
restaurant,
all kinds of
obviously.
flavors of mac and cheese.
Gary, did you do a Black Friday for your app or Cyber Monday?
it's already 33 cents a day. How cheap do you want it?
I don't know.
50% off.
No, like maybe 10, 15, 20. I don't know. Get more
25.
people on it.
No, it's already priced really cheap.
From midnight to 12:30 on Tuesdays, you can get it for $5 off.
Well, you got to put in small print.
For 12 to
50% off
12
now, but then in 3 months it goes up to $19.99 a month.
So, okay, Jeff is chiming back in here with he's not talking about unionization at all. Okay, I'm a little confused. Let me see this. Companies need to pay better but can't afford it.
Dude, you are so far behind.
Am I really?
Yes.
Oh,
You are
well,
so
Like,
far.
yeah.
That's like 8:28. That
I'm not.
was 25 minutes ago.
oh my god. Well, sorry. I'll just move.
Yeah, see, look, he said, "Hey, Gary, find the money." Yeah, he said this, he said that, he said that.
Okay, well, wait. Are any questions? Because we said if you got questions, drop them.
I see these.
No, some of them are comments.
We got an Express Sensei. It's an at-home restaurant. No, that's never mind. I thought it said that Express Sensei was an at-home restaurant.
So here's
wrong.
Here's a question: does Flex eat sushi? But Flex isn't here, so we'll have to ask him when he gets back.
My guess is yes. Flex eats a lot of different kinds of foods.
And Kim, he said, "Take me to this pizza place," but I know you don't know it. And he's like, "It's right near your house."
No, it's not. He said it's in Ocean City, which is like almost 2 hours away.
Well, he told me it's 3 hours from his house, and you're only 2 hours from his house. So how's it not by your house?
It's a triangle somehow.
Directions.
But Josh don't know his directions.
Yeah. Let me see. So I don't know how far behind I am.
You're pretty far behind it. I'm scrolling through.
But I'm seeing things about like, okay, this is weird. My AR. So I saw that Jerry above was talking about being top dasher with 27 deliveries, but his AR is 23%. Not sure what's going on there. Because that should not have got you top dasher. Unless they change the rules to 27%.
Here's one Kim's story. Necro's actually picked up from Smoke Barbecue.
It says,
Okay.
according to the article, it was smoke in Old Irving Park. I don't know whether that's what the article said, so I don't know whether that's the same one, but that's what the article actually said.
Oh, now I saw cherries. Hey, I'll put it up
Yeah.
again. Thanks, Jerry.
Hey, Flex, do you eat sushi?
Yeah. I don't eel. I like eel. I don't like raw fish though.
What about what's it? Squid and octopus,
No. Scallops.
calamari.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
calamari.
Yeah.
So I know Gary
I guess
put it
that's
up.
what octopus, calamari, squid.
Well, octopus is a little different because a lot of times there's what do you call it? It's like the poke. I think they call it, where it's like raw. It's kind of more chewy. It's good to me if they season it right and make it a little spicy. I love seafood.
So wait, Flex is nowhere near this
Have you ever heard of
mythical
this
town
one?
with the best pizza ever, right?
Greatest pizza ever. I don't know.
No,
There's
it's
so many
See?
pizza
what was it
joints.
called again? What was it called again?
See, there are so many pizza
It's
places
a
in
couple
New Jersey.
before that.
California
Manco and Mancos.
You ever heard of that?
You ever heard of that?
No, I've
See?
never heard of. Okay, for me the best one was named Milano's. Go fucking figure, right? Milano's.
That sounds racist.
Garrett
Buffalo.
actually
It was
had-
buffalo chicken pizza with ranch on it. It was so good. Not oily at
Buffalo
all.
chicken with ranch is good. Yeah, it sounds good.
You had
It
me
was
at Buffalo
barbecue. I'm
chicken.
sorry, buffalo barbecue. Yeah.
Now
Like
Gary
pizza.
wants to go to a pizza place. It's so funny. He's just like, I want to go to this pizza place, and it actually I grew up where this pizza place was, and it literally my grandmother lives probably a blocks away from it. My parents are the next town over, so I actually went to high school with the daughter of the pizza place. I'm like, yeah, I know it. Grew up with it.
It's called DeLucy's Brick Oven Pizza.
Delucia's.
Or DeLucia's, whatever.
Get it right, Gary.
Delucia's. Just
Kim
give me the
say-
damn
Kim-
pizza.
Kim
It's
say
so
water.
good.
Gary
water.
G's oldest pizza place. That's because he
Water.
gets nothing but palm trees.
Yeah.
Flex, say the word water.
Water.
You guys both do it.
What?
Do we say it weird?
You say it with. It sounds like you say it with a D, not a T.
Water.
Water.
It sounds like you're saying water.
Water.
Yeah, water.
With a D.
Water.
Water.
Not
I say
water.
I don't know. I say water. Like,
The hard tea. The hard tea.
Water.
Do you want some water?
Water.
Would you like some water?
It just seems excessive to add the hard tea on it, like water.
You
Water.
can tell.
What? What is that?
I get made fun of all the time when I say daughter too.
Yeah, I was gonna say when Kim says daughter.
Daughter is that one. That sounds like the Jersey daughter.
Daughter got
Like the
the water
Boston.
flow.
Gary should
Pocket
charge
call.
more for his apps.
See, I told
Agreed.
you, cheap already.
And then Sensei and Kim, John, you talking about picking up from somebody's house. This was happening in DC all over the place.
Yeah.
These little barbecue joints and whatnot were opening up, but I didn't know it was on DoorDash. I thought it was just Grubhub before they
Yeah.
were with Amazon.
And no discrimination. I just have never picked up from an apartment before. Heck, I would do mac and cheese and make some mean mac and cheese out of my home if I could.
So the interesting thing about this order too, I know this place gets a decent amount of volume of orders because I've seen it before, but it never been an order worth taking. But the one time it was worth taking, I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And then, yeah, surprised to pull into an apartment complex that I deliver to all the time.
Jerry says Flex eats everything. That's what I said when he asked if you ate sushi and you had stepped away. Was that I said I probably because I don't know. I've seen you eat a lot of different kinds of food. You don't seem afraid to try foods. So
I'm very picky, but yeah. Eat a
Are
bunch
you?
of stuff. Yeah.
Are you
I
really?
feel like I
Well,
see
what are some things that you
everything.
don't
You think
eat?
I just eat everything?
pretty
Yeah.
much. I've seen you eat lots of stuff, dude. Like you seem like a pretty daring guy when it's going out and trying new foods, or I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I have no idea. So, any thoughts on the 1,280 corporate employees getting laid off at DD? Yeah, I think that.
Those are probably all the lazy ones that don't do the work.
There's probably all those ones that didn't want to do the the one delivery a week or one delivery a month they got to do now.
This is corporate though. Like This isn't
Yeah.
the people that were supposed
No.
to do all that.
Right.
This is like the corporate office. This isn't the engineers. This isn't the anybody else. It's all corporate positions. Basically, they tried to what I think happened. They tried to expand way too quickly for their budget, and now they're like, well, we're paying 1,280 people a couple $100,000 a year, so we need to cut some budget.
Right. It reminds me of that Uber thing that they did in New York that we talked about probably about a month ago, where then they moved everybody to Austin, this whole team that had been trained. And they're like, you're going to live in New York.
But
Wait, no, you're not. We're not even going to start it here. Now you're going to go live in
maybe there
Austin
was
and do it.
1,200 employees running the scheme somehow. It's a lot. They're managing a lot of money.
I think I'm guessing here that these jobs could have gone a year ago if they were around, and they're just getting around to thinning the.
As I say, I worked for a company that did something similar to this because they had all these jobs that had a boss who had a boss who had a boss. And there was like 5 different layers of bosses, and then you literally cut out like 3 layers of bosses. So there's just now like a manager and like the people underneath them.
Light was telling me the same. I don't really mess around with Italian food.
Really?
Is it pizza Italian food?
I eat meatballs every once in a while.
I don't know if pizza
I
counts.
don't do
anything.
spaghetti.
Pizza's
I don't do
pizza.
spaghetti. And like
pizza's like a vegetable.
Meat sauce.
I mean, does anybody not eat pizza?
I'm sure there's somebody out there. People who are lactose intolerant don't eat pizza.
Okay.
Well, they can get it without
everybody
cheese.
That's not lactose intolerant. Do you not eat pizza?
People that are gluten intolerant as well, that don't like gluten, they don't eat pizza as well.
Now they got gluten-free pizza.
Or they eat, an Amy's gluten-free pizza. Yeah.
I mean,
they
they
go to
got cauliflower crust pizzas.
Dude, that shit's good.
Is that really even pizza at that point, though?
Gary, don't sleep on it.
What is rib sushi?
Like a McRib turned into sushi? Or what?
McRib.
A McRib sushi sounds kind of good, not gonna lie.
But
it folds, right? Does
it have a pickle inside of it too?
Yeah.
Oh, the pickle. That's the pickle on top. It's like the garnish.
I mean, we could slice the rib in the middle and stuff the pickle in it.
Yelling Jersey
Literally.
people.
I'm talking about stuffed McRibs.
Josh is like, Josh getting lippy here for being from Philly. Y'all ain't Jersey people. What? There's 2 of them on here.
Last time I checked, I'm from Jersey. I don't know about you, Flex.
I'm stuck in the Matrix somewhere.
Red
SUV or pickup truck's actually the best.
Yeah, I did an SUV today. Mine's an SUV. So, okay, there's a Thomas question. So, can people pass the background on DoorDash, and what happens when they get caught for having a criminal background? Do they have to give? No.
I think they just get deactivated if they.
Yeah.
And then they keep the money. Well, actually, or they may lock your money out. I don't know.
But you have to pass a checker background test to be able to be activated, and then they have to do one, whatever their handbook says, every 3 whatever months. They have to do another one.
I would say if you didn't commit no fraud, you should get your earnings.
Well, that's what I was going to say next as well, Flex. The only people I've ever seen have their earnings taken are the ones that are flagged for fraud. All the other ones that just randomly deactivated for backgrounds and stuff, they typically always get their pay on the next following Monday or whatever, Tuesday.
Yep.
But so his second question though says, do they have to give back earnings? My thing would be like, if they have your earnings, I'd be concerned. Even though you shouldn't be. If you're fired from a job or from anything, they have to pay you. Like in our state, you have to be paid the day you're let go. Even as an independent contractor, your contract has to be paid.
But they could pull the money right out of your account if anything happened. Remember how they gave people extra money? It was because of the glitch. And numbskulls went and start pulling money out.
Right.
Thinking they're gonna get away with it. No, accounts just went negative because DoorDash took their money back.
They just recharge the chargeback, basically the account or whatever.
Yeah, they just get a late or whatever overdraft fee.
Yeah, a lot of negative balances.
Correct.
Jersey royalty. Let's see what Sensei's got here. It happens in the South quite often. That's how small businesses start off: nails, eyes, lashes, massages, home restaurants. Yeah, but okay.
Why'd you laugh at the massages?
Well, because it sounds like all this is happening in one place, like in somebody's house. Like, you want food, you want a massage, you want some eyelashes,
Sassy.
you want some nails.
Yeah. I think a lot of places start with home businesses because I know like a lot of barbers. My nephew's a barber, and as soon as he got actually when he was in barber college, he was having people go to his house to get haircuts.
Yeah, but can you actually run a restaurant out of your house?
A low value restaurant.
And that's what they were doing in DC.
Well, no,
Stuff to go, Gary. Catering orders.
You have to limit it. You'd probably if you were a good restaurant, you'd be often sold out. So I mean, it's limited.
Do you remember this?
I'm thinking more of like health code stuff because, like, to open a restaurant, you have to have a health code.
That's what I was going to say.
Even if it's takeout only, you still have to pass all the health code regulations
and have a visit every 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
So then I think I wonder about this thing.
They do drop-bys. Yeah. I mean, they come by and say,
"Thank you."
Yeah, this is an unscheduled.
Yeah, I bet you don't need a license to be on DoorDash as a restaurant. I bet there's some things you don't need. It's like the loophole.
It sure seems like even though the role they play is intermediator and the person that's passing you the job, it sure seems to me like DoorDash should not be getting in bed with companies that don't have license to sell food and a business license. And I don't know. I shouldn't be able to sign up on DoorDash right now that I'll make frozen pizzas. But that's the story I remember.
I've read that.
Was that somebody was like just cranking out frozen pizzas. I think it was a college town, like after from 11 to 2 a.m. And they would just go buy like Tortinos or whatever's a buck at the store, and heat them up and sell them for like $8 or something. I don't know.
I've seen those. I've seen people do that. I mean, it's not sanitary, but the proof that somebody could even do that shows that you don't have to have like a real restaurant license to be on DoorDash.
No, I wasn't talking about DoorDash in general. I was talking about for like states and stuff. Do they allow it? You know, I know physically you can on DoorDash because, like I said, Middleton Technologies is signed up as a restaurant with DoorDash. Even though I have nothing, all I had to do was give my EIN number. That's it.
So this is an interesting question because even if it goes, okay, knock wood, but if it went to an employee model, if it doesn't, whatever, what do you guys think about this?
So this is what I think actually is that in the long run, DoorDash will get basically bought out or basically owned mostly by the restaurants they serve because that's who they really benefit. And the restaurants can't afford to just lose all their deliveries overnight. Mm-hmm. If anything, those restaurants, they'll buy DoorDash or the technology or whatever to make it work for those restaurants. Because imagine us of not just being able to order food from your phone tomorrow. Somebody would buy that company.
What am I
Gary's
doing?
Hot Pockets on the go.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to visit who? Ming
Ling.
What does that mean?
I guess you're going to somebody's house or something.
Yost, is that a typo or am I going somewhere weird?
I think he was talking about the nail salon, massage parlor, etc.
Oh, that makes more sense now.
I don't think anybody's gonna be buying DoorDash anytime soon. You know, they're still worth a lot of money. And Lyft definitely does not have the money to buy anything. I doubt Lyft could buy Grubhub right now.
Dude, you know what we should do? We should all at Elon Musk and get him to buy fucking DoorDash.
Well, that's how DoorDash would be bought. It would be somebody like a rich guy, then their stock keeps taking, and it's like, I might as well just hostile take over this company. It's not worth much anymore.
But then now look at what we were just talking about 1,200 laid off.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Elon Musk is doing the same thing. He was like, come into work Monday or leave.
Well, Elon Musk
be driving Teslas, bro. I'm telling you.
How many? What he laid off like 80% of Twitter.
Well, I mean, the fact that he was comfortable doing that shows how many people were not doing anything of real value there.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, I don't know if I agree with this 100% because if a criminal passes by accident a background check, that's a form of fraud, and you might be right.
Type that in Steve's chat.
The question would be how to.
Well, no, see, it's not a form of fraud. If
right, you're
they
applying.
if you apply and they approve you, that's not fraud because you applied. They did their background check on you. It's not like you did your background check and then left all that stuff off.
And I'm trying to remember, but I don't recall. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't onboarded to something in a minute here, but if you're onboarding to a new app, you don't. There's the felony question isn't in there, right?
All the top dashers gets a testing.
And then DoorDash, no. All it does is say you agree to them running a background, blah blah blah.
Right, but it doesn't say have you been connected.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't ask you for anything. It just asks you.
So you're not committing
Yeah.
fraud.
Yeah.
You're not committing fraud at all then, because they're saying, hey, fill this out. We'll run the background check. Okay. You guys did a horrible job.
It's fraud if you put somebody else's information.
Sure.
Oh.
And I mean, even
Would it be fraud if you making up a second account if you got deactivated the first?
Yes, that is fraud.
And you know how actually we know that is because of Van. When Van was on here, Van had 2 accounts. He had one deactivated because of his attitude or something. But then he had another one, and then the deactivated account got reactivated by somebody who hacked it, and DoorDash sent him a letter saying, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" So somehow he set up with a Google number and somehow got through whatever and set up a second DoorDash account, and his inactive one that was deactivated got reactivated. But it wasn't him; it was somebody else using it. So that was a whole ordeal too. You know,
what would they use it for?
I don't know.
His account?
Well, I think that Gary, do you remember? Were they trying to get into Van's bank account or something? I can't even remember.
It was a deactivated account, a customer account is what it was.
Oh, it wasn't a DoorDash account. It was a customer account.
Well, it was his customer side of it or something like that.
So if Spark keeps on their current path, DD is going to be better. Is everybody expecting Spark to stay on this awesome trajectory and be sweet forever? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
There you go. Sensei dropped the question.
What?
Can you run a daycare out of your house?
Well, yeah, you can run a daycare.
Yeah, if you set up an
as long as you have the
LLC or an
licenses.
S corp and you apply to the family services and
Right.
you have to jump so many hoops to do it, and you have to go through a city background check, not a checker $15 background.
Right,
check.
and you have to have somebody come
Real
over
check.
and inspect your house and all that.
Well, it's different. Yeah.
The question wasn't, or I guess it's not. Can you do something out of your house? The question about the food out of your house is actually legal in the state sense, because you have to have the state board come over, inspect your house, make sure you have fire extinguishers. You got to get a food handler's license for your house. You know, all that stuff. And so that was the question of that. I know some states allow it. I know at one point California allowed it. I don't believe my state allows it. And so that's why I was curious is if you could actually have a full-fledged kitchen out of your house to where drivers come over state-wise, not DoorDash-wise or anything like that. Because I know like some states, like Florida, for example, even to do anything with food, you cannot prepare it unless you're an established business by the state. So even like food trucks and all those, they have to actually go to a kitchen, prepare their stuff before they put it on their trucks.
Well, yeah, actually, I've looked at something like that in Arizona about doing food trucks, and it's the same type of thing. They have to be like a kitchen or a commissary, they call it, with
Right.
certain types of things that cleanliness-wise, heat-wise, all this other stuff. So I think maybe if you had a really big house and then or you have phrase that if you had a property, then you had like a building on your property that served as it'd be one thing, but out of your actual house that you live in.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're going to let me roll out of my bed and walk into my kitchen and start cooking.
Exactly.
Like I don't think the state's going to be like, yeah, that's fine.
I don't think they're cool with you going down to Safeway and buying all the Tortinos either and reselling them for $10. Like,
But DoorDash is apparently cool with that. So
that's my point, though. That's really weird, you guys. Like, I'm sorry.
see, it's almost interesting that like the state isn't looking for these things actively; it's just easy pickings.
Hey, you know what? This is true. Like I used to I used to have my kids go out during the holidays and we, give stuff out to the homeless and stuff. And we actually found out one year that it is not allowed. It is illegal.
I know that's a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
Because my cousin used to do that in Detroit, and because he flips houses in bad parts of Detroit, and he would go down. He'd make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So it wasn't like traditional turkey or anything, but he'd make boxes of them and go down and just hand them out to the people in the lines to get Thanksgiving dinner food. It's almost like a snack.
Yeah, the state told us that we couldn't do that because what if one of them people are allergic to peanuts, and now we just give them peanut butter sandwich, and then they die? That's our fault.
Peanut butter murder. That's just bad.
Yeah.
Right, but you're telling them too. You want a peanut butter?
Right, it's a sandwich. It's a mystery sandwich. I'm not saying mystery sandwiches here and everybody eat them.
Well, the thing is, though, is a lot of people might not know that they're allergic to it. So that's the thing.
That's a long way to get in life without knowing you're allergic to peanut butter.
I don't eat peanut butter.
Can you hand out water?
I've handed out water. Like I know, that's the one thing in Arizona. I feel bad if I ever, when I'm driving, especially this summer, I bring a lot of waters with me, a lot of bottled waters. If I, pick up a 40 case of at Spark at Walmart.
You can't hand out food, but can you hand out water?
It's actually, I'm pretty sure in Arizona, because I think there's actually a law in Arizona that a restaurant cannot deny you water. So there's a lot of places can't deny water if they have a water supply because it's a desert out here. So I'm pretty sure they allow you to hand out water here. But
I love it how they deny people to use the restroom. Yeah. All right, I'll go behind your building.
Then you get indecent exposure.
And now you got to register now.
So a little just quick run on here's a little quick run on Spark too that I saw. So we got Spark payout is getting bad. That's in Brandon's market where he always crushes it with Spark. Josh saying that Spark will not be the hot app by the end of 20. I don't even think it's going to go near that long, you guys. That's just me. That's me.
And so I think it'll be. I just don't see how it gets worse than DoorDash or some of these other places. It could get worse, I think, before getting worse than some of those other ones. So.
It goes up and down, just like DoorDash, just like any other app.
Well, right, but some of them launch and then just kind of taper off.
Nothing
honeymoon and then tapers off.
Nothing stays consistent.
There was just one thing though. Not every Walmart is on Spark yet. So they just this past year expanded Spark to be even on more Walmart. So we don't know their plans of expansion. The more they expand, I don't know. I don't know how that really works, but it's just a possibility that they could keep on expanding and their end goal might be expanding to all Walmarts eventually. Who knows?
Well, I mean, the thing with Spark, though, is, you're still very reliant on customer tips.
Yeah.
It depends. I would say it depends on your market to some extent. All apps do, of course. But, I mean, like, for example, I know with Spark, the shop and deliver orders pay a lot better as far as base pay than the other ones. So if you have a market where you're consistently getting those, and those are like $15, $20 sometimes for pretty small orders, there's potential there, but it's still going to go up and down. I will say that the upside
overall, it's still based off customer tips.
Yeah, because in the end, if it's like the customer tip's not required, but the store is charging them a fee to get that delivery done, so it's same.
Well, that's why I kind of hate express orders, because on those express deliveries, the customer's paying an extra $10, and in those times they're not going to tip if they're paying extra $10 on that order.
Right.
I don't like that they double tax this thing, that they're charging the customer, the driver, and they're charging the restaurant by suggesting one means, but saying, hey, the easy way is just for you guys to increase your prices on the DoorDash platform. I mean, how many people are you going to take money from and still not be able to make money?
Yeah, but I think like Walmart though, like if you're ordering off of Walmart a lot, you're just going to get their Walmart Plus for $99 and you get free delivery.
Right. I am honestly, I was looking at this and I don't think of luring with Spark. I think of learning with Spark. Spark is learning from gig workers.
Right.
On how to take it to the next level, whether it be employee or whatever. And I'm not saying in the way of the gig economy, like how do we turn our people into Spark? Or I just don't believe that Spark is going to be a gig app forever. I don't think that's going to.
Well, I think the biggest issue with Spark they're gonna encounter if they try to grow too big is their bottlenecks. I mean, if they're gonna try to grow to have so many orders, but your pickup area, like at my local store, is 8 spots deep, it's always in this time of year gonna be just a 2-hour wait or an hour wait to pick up orders, and nobody's gonna do that.
Whoa, this is a bad. What I hate hearing this. Music City says the economy is going to be bad till June, so January till June. Are you talking about the gig economy or just our economy in general?
Why until June?
Yeah, because I was going to say like January is the worst month. I think it's for all of us across the board, even, and I don't like making blanket statements, but January is a tough month. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I actually try to save. I save for January. Well, January
people, January. They stop eating out. They're trying to, eat at home more, trying to eat healthier.
Yeah, trying to pay off credit cards from buying a bunch of crap. And
I feel like the only thing that saves January most times, at least for my area, are snow days. Like you pray for bad weather. It's like, please bad weather, because then people are going to order.
Yeah, I think, who was it, Gig Mom? I saw that Gig Mom had a post. I think it was on Instagram. It's pretty funny. It said, we're the only country in the world that is thankful one day a year and the next day kills each other over gifts on Black Friday.
Yep. That is it.
It's like, we're thankful, and then when the day's over at midnight, we're not thankful anymore. We are now greedy.
Back to what if anything, it's like Thanksgiving is like the feast before the fight.
Okay, so he was talking about the U.S. economy. Yeah, so you guys, I just kind of wanted to run through all that, get back in our groove, and I know that by the way, if you haven't seen Kim's Tuesday Night Live, check it out. She had an interview with Bryce Bennett, who's the CEO of Solo, and I liked it. I thought it was I did one a year ago with Bryce, and I thought Kim's was definitely bringing it up to speed from where it was a year ago. So,
thank you. It was good to have him. He's such an easy person to talk to, really knowledgeable, and if ever want to know any information on Solo, jam-packed with information on what's available in areas and what features that they have, and I even learned something from it, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Kimmy, is that custom made behind you? Kindness is always good.
It is. Which way am I going? It is. It's from this
neon.
Yeah.
Neon light.
Ask Mr. Gary.
It's from Gary.
Yeah, I sent it to her.
What? Expensive?
We need like a live nude one that flashes and flickers that says Mr. Flex.
Priceless.
It's for Kim, it's not. No.
Thank you. It's awesome. I think it's awesome.
No, it looks good.
It looks better than those lights she had that were always crooked.
Oh my gosh, shut up with your light being off, man.
That's real neon, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right,
she has a remote to it too.
Awesome.
So yeah. No, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. She's like, bam.
Oh, sorry. Wrong way. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. Kim's always promoted that message, so I thought she needed something behind her.
That's Kim's shirt. It's an awesome color.
I do like the color.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
it's super nice, comfy. Like, you guys go get a Kim shirt.
Thank you.
But yeah, if that's it for the week, John, you got anything going on this week?
Man, we'll be doing some Walmart Spark. I mean, I know it's the golden child for the moment, but might as well ride it while it's hot.
So you're not doing any shipped?
I'll do some shipped. Lately, there haven't been great bonuses. There's been a couple bonuses, like 3 for $25 that I've been looking at doing. But the one thing I like about Spark in my area is that with shipped, I can't start anything until usually about 9 o'clock. With Spark, I can start at 7 a.m. and pretty much hitting my daily goals a lot earlier in the day. So it's a little bit of both. Yeah.
That's what I hear from. That's what I hear from everybody. Mornings, and then do your other apps in the day. But I never hear go back to Spark in the evening or anything. It seems like morning Spark. Morning Spark. That's what you do.
Yeah. By the evening, everybody's on there, and all the and it's just long wait times, especially if you're not getting any shop and deliver orders.
So Flex, what you got going on this week? I know that you're streaming 24/7. You are doing your thing like you always do, but anything do you have big goals set for the holidays? Are you hoping to really make, clearly you want to, but are you thinking you can? Are you going to make bank this December?
Hopefully.
I mean, do you remember last year, December? Did you do really well in December?
No, I don't keep a track really.
But you can't even remember, like you can't remember the holiday season between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Did you?
No, I know I did really good on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just like I did this week. But I don't think I made like $2,000 now.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, this is that time. This is the time to everybody should be working the apps, making money. Because again, guys, January sucks, man. I really will stick by that. Gary, what do you got going on?
What do I
Other
got?
than getting well first.
Getting well.
Getting well soon.
Radio show tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I got some traveling coming up in December here.
Yep.
You know. So other than that, just same old working the apps.
And Kim the Machine has Kim is like my inspiration for dropping some extra videos here recently. I'm trying, but
love it.
She's got shorts, she's got videos, she's got live, she's got everything going on her channel all the time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, live was on Tuesday. I've just been doing shorts. I've been doing ride-alongs. I've been kind of trying to give everybody a little bit of everything as I'm going. Well, I just take you guys along with me every day. You know, I mentioned I'm not a top dasher, so that'll come out tomorrow. I'm trying to think what else. You know, I'm writing a blog. I feel like I'm kind of a little bit of everywhere. I'm here on Thursdays.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You've Kim's game in the past probably 6 months. I'd say Kim is like completely morphed in the past 6 months. She's still the same person, still the same kindness person she always has been, but she's been taking on a lot, you guys.
That's awesome.
And still performing it at the same success rate. So I mean, it's awesome to watch her. But yeah, she's been
inspirational.
She's been taking on a lot, and still killing it. So
yeah, it's still on another channel. So it's just I just in a routine at this point. Just go. At some point, I'll stop.
Take a vacation next year, and then you gotta have a nice 2022, and then 2023. Take a nice, some family time.
I'll go visit Gary in Disney.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you guys, until next week, we're gonna bounce for the night. But hey, go over. We had Flex on tonight. Go over, and if you haven't checked out the lounge in a while, go check out the lounge. I'm sure it's going now, but when we end this, go over and check it out. And if you have been in there in a while, go over and still check it out. And if you haven't ever been there, go check it out.
And then don't forget, come back tomorrow for the radio show.
That's right. Yeah.
Sure.
And then 7 to 9 Eastern, 4 to it's been a while since I've had to do this. 4 to 6 Pacific, is that right? Yeah,
I think
right.
Isn't it 7 to 9 Central, so it's 8 to 10, or maybe I don't know.
It's 5 to 7 Mountain.
Yeah, make sure you're signed up for the alerts.
Just turn on notifications.
We just covered all the.
They might be able to bring up
It's 7 to
Eastern.
9. It's 7 to 9. You can catch it on tncradio.live if you want to listen and drive, and then you hear music between, or you can catch it on our channel as we bring Tom in and we do it live on here. And you guys are all welcome to join. That is a completely open forum. That's pretty fun. I think that's always been something that's been really fun. We've been doing it for just over a year on the radio and just bringing it over to here now. But until what were you gonna say?
it just says, just your thumbnail says 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, if that helps you.
Yeah. Yep. So, and everybody can join. Just you can even call in. You can be working and call in. It's the one that we really don't. It really doesn't matter because it's all really about the radio in the end. And the radio doesn't mind if you're calling in. So we have like 3 or 4 call-in numbers. We have you can come join us live on the stream here on YouTube, and we'd love to have you. So just come on by and say hello and join us and get in the discussion, because we do ramp it off in different directions sometimes when on that show. That show goes anywhere it goes. So, and even the owner of the radio station who does the show with us, he only does 2 shows. One show on Monday through Friday for 3 hours a day, and then he does our show on Friday because he likes to end his week that way. And then he's the programming director of the station. So we always have a lot of fun. So join us. But until next week, or tomorrow, or 13 minutes of news this Sunday, we'll see you next week, Thursday. Thanks, guys.
Peace.